Bring in SoFi's Liz Thomas and Arias Asset Management's Carrie Firestone, who, as you see, are here at Post 9 as well. Well, ladies, nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
Liz, what do you think about what you just heard?
I think it sounds pretty optimistic, and I got to say, I
Too
agree.
much so?
No, not too much so. I think you have to take a long-term view in order to hop on that optimistic train. At this point, not only in the year, but at this level of valuations, at this point where we're waiting for so much data still. I mean, we've got one CPI print. We still have another one. We've got a jobs report. We've got Jackson Hole. We've got PCE. There's a lot still to come that could change what the market has priced in today as far as a Fed cut in September. But I do think that this is still a continuation of an upward moving market. Are we going to get a pause? Honestly, I hope so. I think that a pause would be a nice buying opportunity. I think a pause would be a nice way to shake the tree and sort of look a little more rational for a while. And if there was a good time to do it, now would be the time, right? Sometime between August and the next Fed meeting. Mm-hmm. But I do think that this market can continue going up, and there can continue being more multiple expansion, but also on the heels of the strong fundamentals, which is something that Rick talked about.
But Rick, also, I guess, Carrie, his overarching thing is there's a lot of noise. There's always a lot of noise. And there's going to continue to be noise about tariffs, about inflation, about the Fed, and who knows what else. But the overall environment, when you block out the noise, looks pretty darn good because growth is holding up better than people thought.
So I can give you a couple of positives and then a couple of negatives.
That's it? Just a couple positives?
Well, I'm going to give you the big ones, the ones that I think matter the most.
All right.
And on the plus side, what we have is the market being led again by the biggest tech and digital players. The idea that the market has really broadened is just not true. If you look at the gains since April 8th in the Mag 7, up about 50%. And Tesla hasn't really participated. Amazon, some, not as much. Apple had great earnings. You've got fantastic numbers from Meta, from Microsoft, even Google. And now you've got a huge positive, which is that if you're capable of playing ball with the government and coming up with some type of agreement, as NVIDIA did, then your problems can go away. So you have a dominant group of stocks leading the market higher, earnings dominating the earnings growth, up 24% collectively for the Mag 7 versus about 10% for the market, and the ability to make a deal so that the problems go away. That's incredibly powerful. The idea that this is going to stop these companies, antitrust, anti-monopoly, whatever China problems, they don't really have those problems.
I'm waiting for you to get to one of the negatives.
So now the negative is there is always something that brings it down. You know, DeepSeek, when we suddenly heard that there was a way that somebody in China could create AI without NVIDIA chips, no one had really expected it. The market took a big hit.
Yeah, but for 10 minutes, and it was bought immediately.
But that gives you, well, it gives you opportunity. When you have NVIDIA, it went down, whatever, to 95. And now it's back up 80%, you get opportunities. And to say that, oh, well, we're in an uptrend, it just goes straight up. No, there are these drops, and the drops are serious.
Uptrend
20%
versus
is terrible.
No, but they're two different things. Saying you're in an uptrend and suggesting that things just continue to go straight up, I think those are two different conversations. And I don't think that he was saying that in any way, shape, or form. But the fact of the matter is, if you look at both what he said, the technicals of the market, and you match the fundamentals to where we are.
I would say that the market is in an uptrend. We've got earnings, but it's driven by the top. Remember that. It's really being driven by these big names. And there's a lot of trauma that's going on underneath. If you look at mid cap, small cap, I mean, look at any group of indices, and they're poor. If you're staying with these top names, I think that you can make a case it continues, and they carry the market higher. But you have to own them. But you just don't want to own 5 names or 6 or 7.
No, but if you
want to own a diversified portfolio.